Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be reviewing the Ducky One Mini version 2 and telling you if it would be worth it for you to buy in 2021. If you enjoy the video or it helps you in any way, a like would be greatly appreciated. Anyways, with that said, let's get right into the video. Now first things first, I purchased this board for $112 after tax on mechanicalkeyboards.com about 3 weeks ago, and it took about a week to get here, so I've been using this board for about 2 weeks now. Now for you, the price and shipping times may vary, but I did tack on an extra $5 to get the Cherry MX Silent Black switches, which seemed like a good choice for the availability that Mechanical Keyboards had at the time. You could always wait an extra couple weeks or months to get the specific switch you want, but I just want you to know that a lot of the most popular switches, such as the Cherry MX Blacks or Reds, are on pre-order, meaning that they will ship you your board as soon as they get the restock, which could be 1 or 2 months down the line. With that said, let's get into the actual review. Like I said, I did decide to purchase the Silent Black switches for this board, and I've been using the board for about 2 weeks now, and spoiler, I've been loving it. I guess first things first, I almost forgot to talk about this. What's in the actual box? So the keyboard comes in this box, Ducky branded regular cardboard box, but inside the box is of course the keyboard, a clear plastic dust cover, which I never use. I don't have it at the moment because I never use it. It comes with a wired keycap puller, which is 10 times better than what some companies give you, such as HyperX. HyperX's keycap pullers suck, but Ducky's comes with a wired one and it's quite nice. It comes with a USB-C cable. It's just a rubber, non-braided cable. It's just rubber, and it's not the best keyboard. I mean, it's not the best USB-C cable, but it does get the job done. It also comes with this little Velcro strap for your USB cable, Ducky branded, as you can see. And finally, it comes with a small warranty sheet right here. And finally a set of 10 random colored keycaps. So I got the light blue ones. As you can see here, this is the Ducky branded one. This is the light blue, same color as my earbuds. Same color, it's just completely random, you don't have any control over it. But you can also get coral red, ocean blue, dark orange, grass green, sunshine orange, and pure white. The 10 keys are the escape key, the 4 arrow keys, unless it's not really useful on a 60% board, but you could put it on I, J, K, and L. There's also enter, backspace in the 2, they're not random, but 2 slightly random keycaps, which are the Ducky branded one I showed you before, and a random Chinese letter. It's not random. I keep saying random. It's just a Chinese letter, stylized Chinese letter. In my case, it means mouse, or in Japanese that would be nezumi. But yeah, you also get a Year the Ox spacebar, at least for 2021. And with the pure white version of the board, you do get a Year the Ox spacebar. I'm not sure about the black version of this board or any other version, but you do get one for the pure white, which is quite nice looking. That's the only keycap I didn't replace. Just so you know, this isn't the stock keycaps. These are the HyperX PBT, double shot PBT keycaps that I will talk about later in the video. But anyways, so that was everything that comes in the box. Now let's talk about the actual keyboard. And I guess the perfect place to start is by talking about the build quality. The Ducky One Mini has these rubber feet. I'll have videos on screen right now, but the Ducky One Mini has rubber feet to keep your board from sliding, and they are very effective. You won't notice any sliding even in the most intense gaming moments. The 2 back feet also allow you to raise the angle of the board, but personally I feel perfectly comfortable with the default setting. And also, unlike my last keyboard, which is the K68 from Corsair, which is a 100% size keyboard, I have felt no need to use a wrist rest. I can comfortably just use it like this, and I have no wrist pain whatsoever. The back of the keyboard also has these dip switches, which I haven't touched, and to be honest with you, I don't even know what they were before making this video, but apparently they allow you to change the function of these bottom 4 keys, if I'm correct, just these bottom corner keys. And the keyboard is plastic, it's completely plastic, so there's no aluminum here, there's no brass or anything. But it does not feel cheap at all. It feels quite sturdy. It's like built like a brick. It's very sturdy. It pretty much has no deck flex, no noticeable deck flex if you're just using it normally. Like, I'd have to press hard to have any sort of deck flex. And yeah, it just feels very sturdy and very high quality. Now that we've talked about the general stuff about the board, let's talk about the things I like and don't like about the Ducky One Mini. The first thing I love about this board is the size. So this is a 60% board. My previous keyboard, like I said, was the Corsair K68. And it had red LEDs and switches, which was a 100% keyboard. And I gotta say, after using the Ducky One Mini and the 60% form factor, I don't think I'll ever be able to go back. The 60% size gives you way more space on your desk and also allows you to be way more flexible in moving your keyboard around. For example, when I type, I want it straightened out, but when I game, I normally have it canted, so it's quite easy this way. And now if you are an editor or anybody who uses the arrow keys or numpad, as you can see there's nothing here, the arrow keys or numpad, often a 60% size may not be the move. Now this keyboard does allow you to use those keys. It allows you to use any key on a regular full-size keyboard, but you'd have to use the FN key to use any of those keys. For example, the arrow keys are I, J, K, and L, but you have to hold the FN key to do those. So if you're somebody who needs to use those keys often, this might not be a good choice for you. If you don't use those extra keys, the 60% form factor is a huge plus in my opinion. Next, I want to talk about how much functionality this keyboard has. This keyboard, even with its 60% size, allows you, like I said, to use any key that is on a 100% keyboard plus more. This board has RGB and macro customization through the hardware, so it doesn't have any software options. There's no, like Razer, there's no Razer Synapse, nothing to control it through your computer. You control everything through your keys and your keyboard. So that means that, I would have liked to have a software option as well, but once you do learn how to use your keyboard, how to control all the RGB options, it is quite useful because you can change your settings on any PC without having to download anything whatsoever. What was I going to talk about next? Oh yeah, like I said before, this keyboard does have macro functionality, which I'm not going to talk about that much because I honestly have never used it, but I've heard it works perfectly fine. And yeah, so overall this keyboard has a lot of functionality and customization, but you just have to spend a bit of time learning how to use them first. And also, if you're into RGB, this keyboard has got you covered. They're extremely bright, colorful, and customizable. So I'll show you now. This is how you change. So FN Alt T allows you to change the presets. So this is off. This is the default it comes with, which is the full color wave. Here's the breathing color wave that cycles through everything. Here's the raindrop kind of thing. Here's the one where you just press keys and it like flows out. Here's one where you type and it just chooses random colors and brightens up a little bit for a while. Here's this one which has the same kind of thing except it's one key color. And here's same kind of thing with a little bit of a effect to it. And finally, here's a kind of breathing single color, and finally here's there's one more after this. There's the full RGB backlit, which I personally like the most, and here's the radar. So yeah, that's all the settings here. I personally use the 100% backlit, but yeah, let's now talk about the keycaps, switches, and the stabilizers. I will give a disclaimer here, I am not an expert on mechanical keyboards. I've never built one, so take what I say here with a grain of salt. I will be doing a sound test of the board after this section, so you can judge for yourself how it sounds and functions. With that disclaimer out of the way, I will say that in my opinion, this board feels and sounds very nice. I have the Cherry MX Silent Blacks on this board, and they are very quiet like the name states. I won't go too much into the stabilizers, because like I stated, I don't know much about them, but I will say that they are pleasant sounding. Sometimes a little scratchy. I'm talking about the full actual keyboard. Some of the keys, I mean, you don't really notice it when you're typing. You don't notice it at all. But if you're listening to it, you might notice that it sounds a little scratchy. But in my opinion, it's nothing, like it's not a bad thing. And the stabilizer keys didn't feel at all different from the regular keys. Now for the keycaps, I do have the HyperX Double Shot PBT pudding keycaps on this board. I'll have a link to those down below. But the default keys felt just fine. They allow for good RGB pass-through, and the sound of the board wasn't at all different from my current keycaps. Now I will say that personally, the original keycaps did have sort of grainy texture to them that I didn't really like, but most likely after a couple of days I'd have gotten used to it. Also, the original keycaps do have sub-legends on the side of the key, as you can see on the video I'm showing right now, which would have been quite helpful in getting used to the controls and layout of the keyboard, but I switched out the keycaps almost immediately and I was still just fine. Okay, so now as promised, let's get into the sound test. Now that you've heard the keyboard and all my talking points, here's my verdict. Yes, of course it's worth the price to buy this keyboard in 2021. It has great RGB if you're into that sort of thing, good build quality, it's easy to plug and play with options for customization if you're willing to do a little research, and overall, if you aren't in the custom keyboard scene, this is the perfect 60% keyboard for you. And yeah guys, that's pretty much my review on the Ducky One 2 Mini. If you have any questions, leave them down below. And if this video helped you in any way, a like or even a subscription would be greatly appreciated. And yeah, that's pretty much it guys. I'll see you in the next video. See ya.